Alright folks, welcome back to the Don's channel. I am the Donfather and this is... Nah, I'm only joking, there's no hashtag here. This is just a bit of banter here. What's coming up between now and the end of the season. When we see who wins the Premiership and then goes on to win the Grand Final. What I'm going to ask you all to do is, I want you to pick the player from the club that you support. This goes to all my subscribers or any AFL Aussie Rules supporter who will watch this video. Put down your team and the player you believe is your best player this season, and if you could, you'd put them forward for the Brownlow medal for Player of the Year type thing, because instead of the Brownlow, we are the Don's channel, so it's going to be the Donlow, and credit for this idea goes to Mirror Girl. She knows who she is, says that I should do this just for a bit of fun. It really doesn't mean anything other than the fact that it's the most prestigious award in the AFL history. My Donlow medal to the player, the overall best player of the year 2019, is probably the thing that all the pros really aspire to win. But anyway, so what we'll do is we'll try and narrow it down to the best player of each team so far up until now. It could still change, but we'll analyse these players, and after the Grand Final, or just before the Grand Final, when the whole thing's done and dusted, we'll pick the best players, and I'll put them into a poll over the course of the season. So your club's best player, we'll put them into a poll. I'll actually go through stats, stuff, watch highlights, so I can get an idea of what you're talking about with the players you've seen. Also, from this point onwards, I will also watch the players that you're talking about and get my own ideas on them. And then what we'll do is we'll put them into a poll on my community section against each other. There'll be a quarter-final, semi-final, and then grand final, such a thing. And then the overall winner. So, yes, vote for your player, but that only puts your player into the actual poll. If you start to see your player's not in it anymore, do vote on who you think is actually genuinely the best player. So do keep voting even if your player from your team doesn't make it through to the semi-finals and final, if you know what I mean. However, some teams might get two players because there is players that are actually competing in each team that you would go, actually, it's hard to call between them who's had the better year. I mean, there is examples out there. Some teams, maybe like say Patrick Cripps, I've looked at Carlton, bottom side in the ladder, yet he's probably one of the best players in the AFL right now. So you have to be fair in your voting. Yes, you can be a little bit biased, but do be fair as well when it gets to the actual later stages of the knockout and the poll. But we will watch the players from now on in, and do give me names in the comment section to this video. So go down, put your team, your player. If you want, we'll do two, and then we'll narrow it down, and at the very end we'll have our overall winner of the Donlow medal, the most sought after medal in the history of Aussie Rules. Who wouldn't want to win it? I could imagine any kid aspiring to be a footy player wants to get their hands on one of these Donlow medals. I mean, I'm actually going to, do you know what I think I should do? I actually think I should go and get a medal from the trophy shops. Go and get a medal. Whoever wins it, get in contact with them and get it sent to them. And if they're a good sport, they'll put it on and take a photo just for the banter. That would just be a bit of fun. At the end of the day, sport is fun and it is the entertainment industry. So why not engage with the supporters and have a bit of fun with it? So if you could all do that for me, think about it, be as honest as you possibly can. Yes, you can be biased when it comes to the polls, but once your player's no longer represented, and do pick genuinely when it gets narrowed down, it'll be 18 players roughly, I would imagine, one from each club. We'll narrow it down to one at the very end, but you can give me two at this stage, and then I'll go over them, and then I'll pick the ones who I think from, say it's two from each team, down to from the 36 to the 18, and I'll go over them, and then what we'll do is we'll put it into the poll at the very end, and that will eventually filter down into the grand final, and we'll have our overall winner. Sounds like good fun. I hope you're all on board with it. Do share the video with your friends and family and ask them what they think in terms of what player they would like to see put into it. It is just a little bit of fun. No need to take the whole thing too seriously, even though it is a very serious award. you know, it is still fun. But thanks very much anyway, guys, for your continued support. I do love this sport. I'm absolutely loving talking to the AFL community, learning more about the sports, talking about old players, current players, old games that are happening in the future, like putting my predictions in, reviewing games, just overall anything AFL goes. Absolutely love the sport. I hope you're enjoying me covering the content. I am learning, bear with me. I mean, I'm not always going to be right on the stuff that I think I see. It might not be right, so do bear with me. And if there is an opinion that I have that you don't agree with, don't be afraid to say. Because at the end of the day, I could be wrong, and my opinion, I mean, your opinion's never wrong, but it can be debated. And that's what I encourage, because it gets everybody talking, and that's what's good about this channel. I like to engage with the subscribers and the viewers because you make the channel worthwhile. So anyway, thanks again for watching. I am the Donfather. Don't forget to subscribe and put the notifications bell on, and that'll alert you to any videos when we release them, and you won't miss them. So thanks very much. I will put a link in for my Patreon page if you could kindly check that out, and feel free to donate if you want. Thanks again, guys. Peace and goodbye.